Hello ladies and gentlemen, Town Nation back here with another video, as today we are bringing you another WWE 2K19 video, and today we are going to talk about 5 modes that should come back or be included in WWE 2K19. The number 5 is Defeat the Streak. Now, we had this in WWE 2K14 for The Undertaker, and unbelievably, a few months later, his streak actually came to an end. Coincidence? I think not, but it was sure one of the greatest modes as a avid WWE gamer, because I've been playing WWE games for 15 years now, and it was definitely one of the most I will say the most challenging mode I've ever played in WWE games. The difficulty was upped by 10,000, and it was so fun defeating The Undertaker, especially in no-holds-barred situations. The lights could go out, you could chokeslam or catch you in a Hell's Gate out of nowhere, and that could be it for you. And you got to do it with any superstar in the game, whether it's custom, downloadable, already on disc. So it was a very, very fun mode, a difficult one for avid players, and yeah, I hope it returns in WWE 2K19. Now, you could be saying, Hayden, why would you want it to return in WWE 2K19? Undertaker's streak has been broken. Look at Asuka. You could do it for Asuka, for example. You could have one for the men and one for the women. You could have Asuka for the woman, trying to defeat Asuka, and that would be challenging because she has been undefeated for nearly 3 years, so it's pretty crazy. But you could do that for the woman and introduce it for a woman's mode, and as a superstar, you could do it for someone like Goldberg, The Undertaker, or do it for someone along that level, and it would be very, very fun. I'd do The Undertaker out of anyone because his legendary streak was always at WrestleMania. So that'd be really, really fun to play through. But number 5 is Defeat the Streak. Number 4, however, is Road to WrestleMania. Now, since we're in WrestleMania season, I thought I'd include this mode in the game. Do I think it'll return? No. Would I like to see it? Yes. The fun that we had on this mode was unbelievable. In every WWE game, I think it was from 2009, 10, 11 and 12, they took it out in WWE 13 for the Attitude Era. But for 4 years, 2009, 10, 11 and 12, you got to play through whoever the superstars was. It was everyone from The Undertaker, R-Truth, Rey Mysterio, Batista, Mickey James. There were so many along the road to WrestleMania, and it was such a fun mode because it was all storyline driven. It all led to something on the road to WrestleMania. You played from like the Rumble, but you played every single week up till WrestleMania, and it was so fun to play through. Like, I remember the Rey Mysterio and Batista tag team one, and The Undertaker where you had to defeat The Undertaker. There was an Edge and Christine one there. There's been so many, and it was all storyline driven, and they broke the fourth wall quite a lot, which was hilarious. And just the overall gameplay experience in Road to WrestleMania was very, very fun. It wasn't the serious simulation type. It was all storyline driven. It was just something fun to play through. Now, you could do it with Roman Reigns. You could do it with Braun Strowman. You could do it with, you know, top tier talent. The Shield, the number of Seth Rollins as well. You know, Daniel Bryan, if you really wanted to, like, go back in time and do like WrestleMania 30. There is so much you could do in the road to WrestleMania. I think it'd be really, really fun to do. Number 3 is 2K Showcase. Now, this is a controversial one because it wasn't in WWE 2K18. And it wasn't in 2K17, if I recall, as well. Now, WWE 2K15 had my favourite 2K Showcase with CM Punk versus John Cena. Not only because it's from the current day, and I remember it very, very well. That was one of my favourite feuds of all time. But reliving the history and being able to complete objectives to unlock things felt rewarding. To be able to relive the history, especially in CM Punk versus John Cena, because I remembered it so well. It brings back so many memories. But yes, I did watch it, Triple H and Shawn Michaels, 2002. And the Stone Cold Steve Austin stuff. But for newer WWE fans, it also gives them like a history lesson, if you get me. It also learns them about why WWE is so famous and where it's got to now compared to where it was, and who were the superstars that got us to where we was. One of them is obviously Stone Cold Steve Austin, and it's sort of a history lesson for them as well. Now you could do you could do 2K Showcase with Roman Reigns or the Shield. You could do it with, I was gonna say Braun Strowman, but most of his run was jobbers, so that wouldn't make sense. But you could do it with Brock Lesnar. You could do it with AJ Styles. There is so many potential cover athletes this year, like your Braun Strowman, like your Roman Reigns, like your AJ Styles. Do one for Seth Rollins. If you want to go back in time, you could do it for Mr. McMahon versus Stone Cold or something like that. There is so much potential due to how many superstars we get in the games year after year, that there is so much potential in 2K Showcase to have a couple of more showcases. Do one for the cover star, say if the cover star is Roman Reigns. Do one for him. He's been in the industry for 5 years now. He's had some right road to WrestleManias. Brock Lesnar, Triple H, Undertaker, just to name a couple. But go back in time with one. Do Triple H versus, I don't know, Undertaker, or it could be anything. Because the amount of superstars we get is unreal. And it'll be an amazing throwback to play through as well as a WWE gamer, to bring back the memories that we remember, bring back the memories. And, it also, like I said, gives a history to WWE fans that are new to the industry. But number 2 is GM mode. Do I think it's going to return? This is another one where I say no. But I can see GM mode features implemented into Universe mode. But Universe mode isn't the same as GM mode. Remember the times where we could extend the superstars' contracts? Remember the times where we could have a draft or buy storylines or buy exclusive writers to our brand and have a ratings war and see how many stars each match got and see how many stars each show got? And see how many fans tune into each show? That's what I want back. That's the GM mode features I would like to see implemented. Because that's what made GM mode so fun. And they sort of stripped that all back in Universe mode and just gave us match after match after match that doesn't mean much. And storylines got stripped. And Universe mode nowadays isn't fun to play through by yourself. I only do Universe mode because I do it on this channel. But even then I've got to do my own stuff to make it happen. What would you do if you was playing Braun Strowman versus Daniel Bryan, and all of a sudden, it leads into other things? So you have branching storylines. If you play through the matches, you play through branching storylines. It could lead on to other things. It could be a number 1 contenders rivalry, because that was one I remember doing. It could be champion versus champion. It could be loser leaves the brand, or it could have some sort of stipulation within the storyline where it has a big impact at the pay-per-view that they verse off on, or the pay-per-views afterwards. And that was a great thing about storylines. Having ratings, being able to compare your show to the other brand. Say if you're SmackDown Live trying to revive that show and you want to compare it to Raw, see what Raw does good, implement that into your own show. And that's what was so good about GM mode, being able to have contracts and completely do a new draft. You could have AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura on Raw and bring Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins over to SmackDown if you really wanted to. Implement the draft into Universe mode. Implement the best GM mode features that made the mode so fun into universe mode, and that will make it so, I mean so much better. But the last mode, number one, is season mode. Now you could say, Hayden, my career is season mode. No, it is freaking not. My career needs a huge overhaul, because ever since it was implemented in 2K15, 2K15 was worse. It lasted for about 20 minutes. 2K16, in my opinion, was the best My Career mode. I really enjoyed that one, but still there was a lot to improve. 2K17 was meh. 2K18, yes, they brought back some great features, backstage roaming, but it's not the same as season mode backstage roaming. Bring back season mode. Completely and utterly overhaul My Career mode. Well, don't let us do it as a created superstar. Let us do it as a superstar in the game. If we wanted to take AJ Styles through the NXT ranks, right up to SmackDown, through Raw, main event in pay-per-views, winning Money in the Bank, winning the Royal Rumble, winning WrestleMania, let us allow it to do with a custom superstar. But if we want to do it with a guy in NXT, say Lars Sullivan for example, because he's sure to be in WWE, and do it like that, let us play My Career or season mode with the in-game superstars. It needs to be more storyline driven, because when you're doing the backstage roaming, it's not big enough. You don't encounter many things, and when you talk to someone, it's just like, yeah, hello there, how are you doing today? Go and do your match. You don't get much out of it, you know. In season mode, I remember once I was Chris Jericho, I went out to Stone Cold Steve Austin, I got punched in the face, and it was things like that that made it so good. Earn your SP points. Nowadays it could be respect points. Earn your respect with the locker room. Talk to the locker room, make enemies if you want to, make allies if you want to, form a tag team with someone, then betray them out of nowhere and start that feud off. Say if I was Kevin Owens and I'm Samoa Joe's tag team partner, I could form a team with Samoa Joe, but then betray him. And then it starts off a feud between Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe. The winner of that feud could go on to a championship match. It needs to be more storyline driven, because 2K18's My Career mode gave us a load of pointless matches, and after the first year it was pointless playing through anyway. After the first Mania, that was it. There was no point to it. So being able to have more storyline driven throughout the whole 15-year or I think it's 15 years career in My Career. Make it more storyline driven, make it more fun to play through, make it like season mode. Backstage encounters where you can brawl out of nowhere, train backstage and make allies, make enemies, go to the performance center and train whenever you want there, meet new superstars, do autograph signings, do meet and greets, and make it so much fun. You know, yes, if WWE Games and 2K, which they will want to stick to the simulation style, bring in new things to make it fun. Bring in meet and greets and autograph sessions and backstage interactions that properly mean something in the My Career mode, and so much more. I could go on and on, but I don't want to keep you for too long. But they are the 5 modes I would introduce in WWE Games. Now, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like it and show your support. It does mean a lot to me. Make sure to also comment down below the mode you want to see the most here in WWE 2K19. Make sure to officially join the nation by subscribing to this channel. Join the nation club by subscribing to our second channel. Make it that little bit too sweeter by subscribing to the network channel. Go and follow us on Patreon. Go and follow us on Twitch. Wherever you can. Because we're on quite a lot of things now. Also make sure to buy our merchandise. But until the next WWE 2K19 video, we'll catch you all in the next one.